It has been a very, very long year. I want to start by thanking everyone for all that you have done to make things work for the PACT Lab and to keep things moving along, and I know it has taken an incredible effort on everyone's part. Last year at this time, I thought it was important to talk about giving a little guidance about how we do social distance etiquette, how we can think about guidelines to keep us safe and also keep us working well together. A year later, I realized that some additional guidelines are in order, and so what I'd like to share is some recommendations and guidelines about how, as a team, we can think about working together on our Zoom etiquette. So please, take your time. I'd like you to watch this at least 4 times to make sure that you've really got it down. Thank you, everybody. The first Zoom guideline that I'd like us to emphasize is really designed to address the fact that we don't get to be physically close anymore, and that's really hard, and we miss one another. And so what we want to do on Zoom is to be as close as possible to try to break down that distance. Joni, would you please demonstrate? That's good, but really not quite there. We really want to feel your presence as close as you possibly can. Okay, that's great. Now would you start the meeting, please, Joni?
Okay, so for my dissertation...
Oh, closer, please, closer.
Yes. So, for my dissertation, I have a Simon Says...
The second Zoom guideline is also, trying to address the fact that it's hard to feel as connected over Zoom as we do in person. And so what we want to do is, it just takes more time then to feel connected. And so what we want to do is really extend meetings to allow sufficient time to just feel that sense of community. So what I want you to do is just, for all meetings, stay on the screen for at least 10 minutes after each meeting's kind of business is concluded, just to really, get that sense that we're connected and having that extra time together. Joni and I will demonstrate now. So that's everything for this week. I hope everybody will have a good night. Zoom guideline is to really simulate that feeling of being in the office together. So what you want to do is create a background that kind of shows regular life. So eating, for example, is a good idea because that's something we don't really get to do as much together. So put it in your background so it can be kind of part of every meeting. Joni and I will demonstrate. Hi, Joni. How are you doing?
Hi.
You having a good day so far?
Lovely day.
So tell me about the progress you're making on your project.
So I'm doing a watershed project, and it's doing really well, yeah. I'm talking about nitrogen, philosophers, and stuff.
Phosphorus, I think is what you meant rather than philosophers, but good. The fourth Zoom guideline is really about creating the feeling that we're in the room together. So this is particularly important for lab meetings where we're having these large group discussions and it can feel very challenging. And so what I like to do is really create a situation where I have all of the lab together during lab meetings and I have you all in a circle around so that it feels like we can really connect well. So let's go back to our discussion about ways that we can enhance our ability to work together as a team. Miranda, do you have any suggestions in that regard about how we can be working more effectively during this challenging time?
Yeah, I'm thinking that every lunchtime we can have lunch delivered at our doorsteps and just include really nice meals like salami and avocado and some Skittles and just really nice stuff.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. I really appreciate the suggestion and I'll think a lot about it. The fifth guideline is all about using humor. So it's been a rough time, so it's really important to kind of find laughs where you can. And really, what is funnier than animal filters? And so what I'm going to request for moving forward is that you choose a new animal filter every single week and really keep it on the whole time. So no matter what, no matter who asks you, it's funnier that way. you just keep that enema filter on. But of course, you don't want people to get confused. So like a good lawyer who I've once seen, it's important to clarify. So Joni, I want you to know I'm not really a lion.
Phew, I got scared for a second.
The sixth guideline is really, again, about trying to have us have that sense of just normal life together. And so what I'm going to ask is for everybody on the team to please not mute anymore during meetings. So whether you're really talking or not, what I just really think is important is that natural life is happening all around you. So yeah, we just won't use mute anymore, and just kind of enjoy each other's company. Thanks so much. Seventh guideline for Zoom etiquette is to just really include people in your normal life. So really don't turn Zoom off. So as you go from room to room and kind of do your regular stuff, just go ahead and kind of live normally and leave Zoom on, and then we'll all feel like we're kind of a part of it. So Joni's going to give you kind of a nice demonstration of kind of how that looks for her. So she might choose to go and get some food or relax a little bit. Apparently do some sweeping, which is great. Not something that generally happens in normal life, but really happy to see her, thinking that she wants to start doing that right now. Again, just leave Zoom on for whatever kind of you decide to do. Now, I want to be clear, if you go into the bathroom, the bedroom, those places, Zoom shouldn't be on. We're really just talking about kind of those other kinds of regular life and interacting. So yeah, we look forward to kind of seeing you in your natural habitat. Guideline for Zoom is to address the fact that there's not a lot of variety. We often have the same background. You can't really see outfits anymore in terms of what people are wearing. And so we want people to shake it up a little bit. And so what you can change, of course, are your filters. And so what I want to encourage is people to really be just changing your filters pretty much constantly throughout conversations, just to kind of keep it interesting and feel like you can express who you are and really, show your different styles and have people feel like they really are, getting to see lots of different kind of sides of you and different parts of kind of who you are. And of course, if you find one you like, you can sit with it for a little while, but mostly we want you to just, kind of keep shaking it up, be all of the yous that you really want to be. So yeah, I look forward to kind of seeing you express yourself in those important ways. The ninth guideline is really designed to address the fact that we don't have the same cues about our emotional expressions that we would have when we're in person. Of course, it's all two-dimensional. And so to try to address that, what you want to do is the same thing that you do like when you're on stage. So really accentuate the eyes and the lips, because those are the mouth and eyes are really important parts for expressing emotions, as we know from, FACT coding and things like that. And so I recommend that for future meetings, we really have some that strong presence, so you can really get how people are feeling. So, you'll really know if I'm feeling angry or happy or having different reactions, because this will really bring it out. So the 10th and final Zoom guideline is to encourage all pets and children to be part of Zoom meetings. They make the meetings a whole lot more fun, and it's actually a really nice part of this time that we get to have the people and creatures we love in our lives there with us while we do the work.
Get off the computer.
So those are our 10 Zoom guidelines that I'd like us to start following as a lab.
Get off the computer.
And, I think it'll just make our meetings better and help us with that sense of community and connection that's been hard during the past year. All kidding aside, though, I do want to thank everybody for all that you have done to make it work this past year. Even though it's a little bit different and not the way that we want it to be, it still feels like a PACT family. And I thank you for making it work and for really going above and beyond each and every day to try to help us feel like we can make this work together. And I look forward to a new year together and chances where we can actually see each other in 3 dimensions.